Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, Jalen Ramsey is now a Miami Dolphin. I repeat, Super Bowl winning cornerback from the Rams is now a Miami Dolphin. Hey, yo, shout outs to you, bro. Hey, and guess what? The crazy thing is? Lamar Jackson is still not signed. Oh, tell me if that doesn't make any sense. I am happy for Jalen Ramsey. Imagine playing for the Los Angeles Rams, right? Being out there, the beach area, celebrities, and the Rams doing right by him and allowing him and trading him to Miami. A place where there's no state tax, just as many beaches, just as many nightclubs, and yeah, just outdoor living. So shout outs to you, bro. But that's not what today's episode is about. Today's episode is about expectation and reality. You understand? That's today's topic. Expectation meets reality. I'm seeing a lot of people making fun of the Los Angeles Rams, saying, oh, look, they went all in. Yeah, they got a Super Bowl, but now they have to break some of the team apart to make room and build through the draft when they gave a lot of draft picks and everything else. I have one question for everyone that feels that way, and I really have this question for you. What are you playing for? What is your team playing for? Huh? I need to know. If it's a Super Bowl, then how can you make fun of a team that's 1 year removed from a Super Bowl? How could you make fun of a team that's had more playoff success in the last 5 years than your team has had in the last 20? Tell me. Listen, this is not no downtrodden franchise. The Rams had already been to what? 2 other Super Bowls outside of the one that they just, 3, lost 2. Right? They came back and actually won. So they're 2-2 right now. They've been to 4 Super Bowls. And 2 of them was within what? 4 seasons? 5 seasons? Isn't that why they play? How dare you make fun of a team that's achieved what we're hoping and wishing our team would achieve? Because I'm seeing Raven fans. Making fun. Oh, look at them. They have to break up their team. They have the cojones, the coconuts between their legs to make hard decisions. They ask themselves, why are we competing? Why are we paying these players? Why do the fans watch the game? I'll tell you why. It's to be a part of your team's success. And the highest level of success is a Super Bowl. So how dare you? How dare you turn your nose up to a franchise that's been to 4 Super Bowls and they've won 2? I need to know. Because at what point do we start saying making the wild card isn't enough? Making the divisional is not enough. Losing and not making it to the AFC Championship game is not enough. That's the biggest problem. Y'all, oh yeah, we made the playoffs and we make the playoffs all the time. So if you're just making the playoffs, then you're not really building to win. You're only building to be content. That's a problem. Big problem. Because you know what that tells me? That means that our team, the Ravens, are not running away from spending. They're running away from expectations. I want to make sure I say that again. They're not running away from winning or anything like that. They're running away from expectations. This isn't about paying the players. This isn't about winning a Super Bowl. This is about keeping the franchise level enough and making the fans just happy enough that you can continue to milk them for their money. Because you know if you go out there and get big name players, that brings expectation. Expectation drives viewers, but expectations make other teams and the media and fans expect AFC Championship or Super Bowl. And the Ravens don't want to commit to that. That's the problem. They don't want to commit. You know what they are? They're that guy that's been engaged to a woman for 12 years and telling everybody, look, man, we almost there, man. So they are. All of you can make fun of Jalen Ramsey being traded. All of you can make fun of the Rams having to take away some of their players, right? But guess what? They have the thing that we want. They have the thing that we want. The Rams made the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Are y'all forgetting that? So within a 5-year span, the Rams make it to I think it's 5. 5-year span, they make it to what? 2 Super Bowls and win 1. You're telling me that's what they did is not worth it? It's not worth it? Especially with aging players, and a lot of times you can cut them and not pay them what's left on their contract. You're telling me that that's not worth it? While all while they're going to keep their cornerstone pieces. They're going to keep Cooper Kupp, they're going to keep Matthew Stafford, and they're going to keep Aaron Donald. They're just reloading to do it in another year or so. So, reloading. I really get frustrated talking about stuff like this because, you know, at the end of the day, as a Raven fan, I know that we've had previous success, but the NFL has changed so much that remaining just okay is not enough. It's just not enough. I would happily give up a Humphrey or something like that if we got to go to the Super Bowl twice in 5 years. I want to repeat that. I would happily give up Humphreys if we went to the Super Bowl twice and won at least one of them. Bye, Humphrey. Thank you for all you've done. We'll make sure you go to a great team where you can work on the tan, be on the beach, and smile a lot. And guess what? The players probably would too. Why do you think you get older players that are still really good willing to go on veteran deals to join teams? Because they want to win. This notion that what the Rams did was bad, it was atrocious, it was stupid, asinine. It's only stupid if it doesn't work. It worked. What they were doing is they got a little greedy. They were seeing if they could win it back-to-back seasons. That's what happened with the Rams. They were saying, hey, we won it once. We could probably run this back again. And it didn't work out because they got injured. But guess what? We haven't made it to anything close to that, and we stay injured. So what's the excuse? We have an old saying. I used to watch a lot of Disney Channel when I was a kid. One of my favorite movies was Johnny Tsunami. I don't know how many of y'all watched that movie, but if you haven't, go watch it, right? There's a saying that the famous Jet Jackson, who's one of the actors that played in the movie, said. And he said, listen, man, you either go big or you go home. And from the time I heard, that's been one of my catchphrases from the time I was a child. You either go big or you go home. Because at the end of the day, you put your money where your mouth is. This is about championships. This ain't no downtrodden franchise. I have a question for y'all, right? Call me crazy, call me stupid. If the Browns right now went out and said, you know what? We're going to get OBJ. And you know what? We're going to get DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to team him with Deshaun Watson. And we don't care what it costs. We're just trying to win a championship. And let's say they make the Super Bowl and lose, right? But then a year later, not the next season, but the season after they win the Super Bowl. But then after they win the Super Bowl, they have to break up the team. You're telling me? You're going to look at me and tell me that's not worth it? Seriously? What would you say about the Browns if they pulled that off? You see what I'm trying to say? You have to strike while the iron's hot. Hop out of the frying pan and into the fire. This is about winning at the highest level. And sometimes you have to push your chips into the middle of the pile. You have to. Sometimes you just got to be like, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm so frustrated. Listen, I'm happy for Jalen Ramsey. He got to win a championship after listen, Jalen Ramsey, here's the thing. He was on a team on Jacksonville with a quarterback that just couldn't get it done, right? The quarterback played his best season that year, and it still wasn't enough, right? I think he got to an AFC championship game. And he wanted to win so bad. He goes to a place that's absolutely gorgeous because that's the city of lights, the city of angels. He's enjoying himself, having fun, and he gets a brand new stadium to play in, and they win a title the very first year they open that stadium. And now he gets to go back to Florida, but down where the beaches and stuff are, down where the celebrities are, down where the Jamba Juices are, and go try to win another one with Tyreek Hill. I'm happy for him. I really am. Because a lot of great players play this game and never get the opportunity to even play in a Super Bowl. The man's got a ring. And now he's going to try to bring a ring to the Dolphins. So he's back in the AFC. He's back at a place where now he can attack and give headache to our quarterbacks that are there. No longer is he just in the NFC and we can laugh at some of their quarterbacks because of the plays he makes. I really got to ask y'all something, though. Is making the wild card really enough for you? Like, is it really enough? Like, when we're watching these teams, when we're watching success, when we're watching absolute wins of the highest order, is just making it enough? Ask yourself that question. Because to me, it's not. That's not. Let me tell you something right now. Just making it to the wild card and all that other stuff, that's a spit. That's spitting in the face of the previous players that built up this organization. You understand where I'm coming from? There are certain players that build a standard for where you play. The Lakers have a lot of stuff like that. The Magics, the Kareems, the Shaqs, the Kobes. So the Wilts, the logo, Jerry West. There are so many players that play, but there's very few of them that leave a team with a standard. Play like a raven. That means fly as high as you can, and you fight and you claw every inch. No reprieve given. That's what it means to play like a raven. These players are all in. Marcus Peters is all in. Marlon Humphrey is all in. Lamar Jackson has been all in. JK's all in. Calais Campbell is all in. If all those players are all in to win a title, why are you holding them back? Because I want to let y'all understand something. The front office for the Ravens and the coaching for the Ravens have been holding this team back. This notion that they can't is foolish. They've gotten players more injured that couldn't play, right? They refuse to pay players. They refuse to surround your QB with proper weapons. I can just keep going through a list of problems. And we've seen what our team looks like minus Lamar. That's the key. We've seen what they look like without him. Other teams, when their quarterbacks went down, they looked just fine. We watched when Aaron Rodgers went down, Green Bay looked just fine. We've seen when Tom Brady went down, the Patriots looked just fine. We've seen when Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes was out for a couple games, they looked just fine. When the 49ers, they lost their first, second starting quarterbacks, they looked just fine. You know why? Because there's players that you have invested in that can carry the load. So the load is shared. It's not on the shoulders of one person. And mine, let me tell you something right now. It's on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. That's whose shoulders this is on. If we lose, it's his fault. If we win, it's the team's. He is the ultimate scapegoat. So, am I mad at the Rams for going all in and winning? No! They did the right thing. They went all in and they won. They reached the mountaintop. You know how frustrating it is to hear people complain and be like, oh, they're so stupid. Look at them. They have to re-up and they have to let go of all their players. Oh. How many times when you make the wild card that you got to let go players? We're letting go players now. I've never thought I'd hear say this, but man, a lot of Raven fans have a loser mentality, and it is showing. It is so vividly showing. Clear as day. You don't need 20/20 vision to see it. Stevie Wonder could see it. Ray Charles could see it. Samson, after he got both his eyes gouged out, the Philistine, he was like, holding up the stuff. He could see it. Horrible attitude, horrible mindset, loser mentality, and now it's perpetuated itself throughout the locker room. Think about it. We have players that are willing to leave. J.K. Dobbins looking like he don't want to play here no more. He's so out of frustration. Bateman, frustration. Lamar, frustration. Hollywood before that, frustration. These are world-class athletes that are putting their bodies on the line to win, to hold, to look at the Lombardi Trophy. How bad do you have to be stopping them or hindering them for doing so? And the Ravens front office is doing just that. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, look, man. Listen, man. Y'all have been so amazing. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world, but you're literally here with me, and oh my God, I so appreciate that. And for anybody new watching, please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I love commenting with you guys. Just be cordial and respectful to other people's opinions, and we got no problems. And if you would like to help this platform grow even further monetarily with donations, at the bottom of this screen is a QR code, right? And it's for a Cash App. Also, the Cash App is in the descriptions. Money sign, The Wunderkind Show. So once again, it's The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp!